Salutations! Dave of the band System Degenerate here again, bringing you another ST lesson. This time I'm going to be doing a bit of talking. What else is new? I never really shut up, do I? I do apologise if you can hear anything else going on right now. My noisy neighbours are in the garden, being very noisy, as they like to do, such as the time where they decided to play music until 5 o'clock in the morning. Called the police on that, said there was nothing they could do. It's your taxpayers' money there. Why do I put up with this? Anyway, I'm going to do a little talk here about songwriting. Now, there's probably a few videos like this, a few things to give you some hints, tips, and all that kind of stuff. I'm basically going to talk about my approach to it, and a lot of that is going to, well, this is a really uncomfortable way to say it, a lot of that is going to be about things that I think you shouldn't do. Now, it's kind of sad to me that there are so many people that develop a following and get a lot of names out there, and you listen to their songs, they just don't do anything new. And it's not hard to do something new. I mean, really, the way to do it, you can't invent anything. You can't invent a genre. You can combine other genres to come up with something that's fresh and new, which isn't necessarily always something good, but it's something that's original at least. You know, you could be kind of like a funk industrial band. Although I did once, actually twice, play with a funk industrial band, and I wouldn't suggest going down that route, but that was for a whole load of reasons as well. But yeah, you need to kind of decide what kind of music you're going to be doing. Again, combine genres if you want, otherwise you're going to rip people off, make sure you rip off them the best. Now, that does sound bad, but at the end of the day, you get so many people now who will basically come up with a main riff and a verse riff, and they will jump back and forth between them until the end of the song. It's been done by so many people who've probably done it better than you. Don't even consider it. It's really simple just to mix genres up and to mix up structures as well from your songs. Your songs shouldn't have to have a conventional structure. Sometimes it does. I mean, you look at people like David Bowie, and he always knew when to be a pop star and when to just be a completely zoned out, coked off his head freak. I love Bowie. But sometimes, you know, you just got to mix it up a bit. You know, you want to end a song on the same way that you started it with the intro. Maybe have a bridge instead of a second chorus. Do something like that. Just think of ways that you can do that. You listen to the Ministry track, Psalm 69, the way how it literally repeats itself. They've got an intro, a verse, and a chorus, and then it starts again, and it has the intro, the verse, and the chorus, and that's a great way of doing it. You could have it so that the outro is basically the intro, but if the intro has instruments slowly building in, the outro has instruments slowly building out. You could have a quiet chorus and a loud verse. You know, these are all ideas. But the important thing is not to fall into a safety zone and to be thinking, this is what I have to do because it's what every other song sounds like. You know, mess around with your structures. Don't have a standard verse, chorus structure. It's fine to do it occasionally. And in fact, in some cases it's recommended because people will listen to you if the song is catchy enough. But don't do it all the time. It's not always necessary. Mix things up a little bit. You've got to also know about keys and things like that and what key you're in. I mean, we occasionally might have two different instruments playing two different keys. It doesn't always sound good, it's not always recommended. Try to know that. Yeah, and also, I mean, you can write an entire song based on one riff as long as you know how to build upon that one riff and when you should have the quieter bits, when you should have the louder bits. Never mistake speeding up for getting louder. People always do that. They always say it picks up speed and it actually just gets louder. But that's something you should take into account as well. Try not to have too many tempo changes and try not to throw things in there for the sake of having them in there. There are people who think that they're really, really clever because they have all these awkward time signatures. It doesn't make the song sound any better. If you have a song that is basically you showing off for ages, that is not good. There are certain bands that you might listen to and they don't write songs, they show off. That's why all their songs sound the same and you can't really follow them because it's all just head bobbing. I won't name any bands, Dragon Force, but that's a good example of that sort of thing. If you're just basically shredding away and you're not actually focusing on writing songs. The best guitarists in the world can play really, really fast, but they don't. John 5, listen to his solo stuff, he can shred away with the best of them, but he doesn't always do it. He knows when he's got to have a good riff to carry the song. A good riff can be slow, and it's far more important than something that's hard to play. If you can combine the two, great. Sometimes speeding up is good, but don't just speed up and have a solo that's so incredibly fast that you can't follow the rhythm of it. Have a solo that's fast in places, slow in other places. Don't even have a solo if the song isn't cool for a solo. If you can get a great song without one, just go with the riffs. The riffs are always more important. Also, don't try to be bogged down too much by theory. Theory is how you end up leading all those things I've just described. When you are too over-taught and you think, oh, I can play this now, so I'm going to play this, and you actually just end up with that. You should just practice stuff that, you want to learn, stuff that you can use to write good songs, and try to be the best musician you can be, but don't think that's going to make you the best song player. Songwriter as well. I didn't phrase that very well, because I'm kind of making this off the top of my head. I really, really could use something to eat. I've hardly eaten all day. Yeah, I'm going to end this here, because I don't know exactly how long before my camera craps out at me again. But I hope that this has been helpful, and happy songwriting to you. I mean, everyone has the capacity to write a great song. You just gotta make the best of what you got. Goodbye, everyone.